Today, I'm going to teach you about the top 5 supplements that I recommend for women in midlife. I'm Genny Tonin, and I work with women who are in midlife and, like me, looking for sustainable, practical, effective ways to not only drop excess weight, but then be able to keep it off and not have to live at the gym or spend all their free time in the kitchen. And women that aren't looking to be perfect, but looking to have pleasure and joy in their life and healthy balance along the way. So today I'm talking to you about supplements. And I want to just start off by saying that supplements are very important because we live in a world where, unfortunately, due to a lot of different circumstances like our farming practices and soil conditions, the food that we eat, even if we're eating a really healthy diet, it simply doesn't contain the nutrients that it used to. You see, if you look up the nutrient values of different foods, those values that you're going to find are from samples taken decades ago. And soil health has greatly deteriorated since then. And a lot of the nutrients that we need, we're just not able to get from our food. And it's made supplementation, unfortunately, necessary for the vast majority of us. Now, when you go to take some supplements, well, where do you start? I mean, it's confusing. You walk down any supplement aisle at a store and there's hundreds or sometimes thousands of options out there. Go online and you can see a million different products from a million different companies, all making different claims. Where do you even begin? How do you know what's right for you? Is it safe? Is it effective? Is it wasting your money? Well, I'm going to answer all of that for you today. So the first supplement that I almost universally recommend to people is vitamin D3. So vitamin D3, it's also known as the sunshine vitamin. And yes, our bodies can make vitamin D by getting exposure to the sun. But there's a lot of reasons why we're not getting that exposure to the sun, not nearly enough at least. So the simple fact that most of us live the majority of our lives and spend the majority of our workday indoors. And that simple fact is going to prevent the vast majority of us from being able to get vitamin D through sunshine. But in addition to that, there's many other things that are preventing it. So how old you are is going to impact it, because the older we get, the less efficient our bodies are at converting that sunshine on our skin into vitamin D, as well as our genetics. So the darker your skin, the more time that you require outside in the sun in order to get adequate vitamin D. In addition to that, things like sunscreen and wearing clothing prevent you, even if you do go outside, from being able to convert that sunshine into vitamin D3. So unless you're maybe a lifeguard in the Caribbean or some kind of outdoor job like that, you're probably not getting it. I mean, as soon as you live a certain number of degrees north or south of the equator, half of the year or more, you're just not even physically able to get adequate sunshine because it's winter or it's cloudy or it's rainy or whatever. So why does vitamin D3 matter so much? There's continually new research coming out talking about the many benefits of vitamin D. So things like enhancing your immune system by supplementing with D3, many people are aware of, especially in the last handful of years, but it goes way beyond that. So vitamin D helps us in a lot of different ways. And when we're talking about immune system health, we're not only talking about exposure to things like viruses and bacteria, but we're also talking about long-term chronic conditions. So by ensuring that you're getting enough vitamin D every day through supplementation, you help to enhance your immune system and keep yourself strong and healthy. But in addition to that, vitamin D3 has been shown to be very important in our overall calcium absorption for stronger bones and also for better muscle function, which is huge in being able to be active and strong as we move forward in life, which is essential to vitality, to increased energy, and to a healthy, strong metabolism. Optimal vitamin D levels are also associated with better overall metabolic function, which increases ability to have healthy weight management. It helps with issues like insulin resistance, which again, is interconnected with a healthy metabolism, blood sugar levels, type 2 diabetes, and supporting healthy weight. Vitamin D is also crucial when it comes to having healthy hormonal balance by helping you to stabilize your mood and your energy systems. So how much vitamin D do you need? Well, vitamin D is considered a fat-soluble vitamin, which means you want to make sure that you're not getting too much. It's like Goldilocks. You want not too little, not too much, just in their sweet spot. Now, depending on where you live, your healthcare provider can get blood work drawn for you, and they can determine your vitamin D levels through that. And often this is covered through health insurance. However, if you need to, you can get your labs done for vitamin D and pay out of pocket for a relatively low cost, depending, of course, on where you live. But once you get those results, you can go on a website such as Grassroots Health, and you can input your values there. And those calculators will show you how much vitamin D supplementation you require based on your blood levels in order to get into an optimal range. Now, ideally, you want to get your vitamin D tested towards the end of the winter when your natural vitamin D levels are going to be the lowest, and then again test at the end of the summer when your natural vitamin D levels are going to be the highest. And then you can adjust your dosage, your supplementation, according to the season based on those differences. Generally speaking, vitamin D supplementation is really inexpensive. And it's especially important, like I said, if you are darker skinned and or you live in an area that's not close to the equator, where you're not going to get year-round exposure to the sunshine. Now, the next supplement that I almost universally recommend works very synergistically with vitamin D3, and that's vitamin K2. Now, when we're talking about the K vitamins, there's two. There's vitamin K1 and there's vitamin K2. They're not the same. K1 is easy to find in things like green leafy vegetables and so on and so forth, and it's a water-soluble vitamin. K2 is what I'm talking about here, which often requires supplementation. It can be found in certain things like certain types of cheeses and some fermented products like natto that's popular in the Japanese diet, but generally speaking, most of us are not getting adequate K2 through our diet and therefore benefit from supplementing it. Now, like I said, K2 works in synergy. Now, like I said, K2 works synergistically with vitamin D3, which basically means they enhance each other's benefits. So K2 also contributes to enhanced bone strength and even increased strength of your teeth. And that's because K2 takes the calcium and ensures that it's not going to the wrong places in your body, but instead to the right places. So K2, you can sort of think of it as a calcium traffic cop. That's how I picture it in my head, where it's shuttling calcium into your bones and into your teeth and away from places like your different joints and tendons and different places that it can show up, and even your artery lining, where if we let it line our arteries, calcium can contribute to cardiovascular disease. It also helps with circulation and heart health and has been even demonstrated to potentially help prevent certain types of cancers. Now, in addition to D3 and K2, my next favorite supplement that, again, pretty much everybody would benefit from supplementing with is magnesium. Now, I have heard estimates that as many as 80 to 90% of the population is deficient in magnesium. And personally, it was absolutely transformational for me when I started introducing it into my life. No exaggeration. So I used to deal with a lot of issues regarding PMS symptoms, with mood, insomnia before my periods, lots of cramping during my periods, constipation during my periods. Sorry if that's too much information, and all kinds of unpleasant things, especially around my periods. I have a hormonal condition called PCOS, which makes the whole menstruation situation extra challenging. But it helped me tremendously, where I now describe my menstrual cycle as effortless. And attribute a lot of that to magnesium. Magnesium is huge in energy production for your body. So helps in that energy creation process, ATP, and helps you to maintain nice, consistent energy levels throughout the day. But in addition to that, it helps with stress and sleep support, which as women in midlife, stress and sleep support is huge for helping with weight loss, helping with mood and energy and hormones and everything related to that. So magnesium can help with relaxation, your quality of sleep, your ability to fall asleep and stay asleep longer. And that alone positively impacts your mood. But magnesium is also very helpful at being relaxing. So it can help you to ease stress, anxiety, and other mood issues. Now, I'm not saying it's a replacement for any kind of medication that you may or may not be on, but magnesium is absolutely been a game changer, like I said, in helping me with my mood. And I've seen that experience play out time and time again with different clients of mine that have started to use it. In addition to that, though, magnesium is very important when it comes to metabolic regulation. So it's involved in blood sugar control and many other metabolic pathways that impact your weight and your appetite. You see, there's estimates that magnesium is responsible for as few as 300 plus processes in your body. And I've seen estimates go as high as 800 plus processes in your body. And because of our farming practices and our soil conditions globally, the magnesium is just there, not in the foods we eat. So even if you're eating a diet full of foods that are supposed to be magnesium rich, things like dark chocolate and dark leafy greens and different animal proteins and so on and so forth, even if you're doing that, you're probably not getting it because it's not there in the soil. So the animals that graze on that soil aren't getting it into their bodies. And if you're eating those animals, you're not getting it. And if you're eating plants grown in soils that are deficient in these essential minerals like magnesium, then they're not containing it. So we have to supplement with it. Now, when it comes to supplementing with magnesium, there's a lot of different types of magnesium, and it can get a little bit confusing and overwhelming. So I want to help simplify and clarify for you when it comes to that. So there's, like I said, many kinds of magnesium that you could potentially supplement with. There's magnesium taurate and magnesium malate and magnesium oxide and magnesium glycinate or magnesium bisglycinate and magnesium citrate, and it goes on and on and on. Generally speaking, though, if somebody's starting out on magnesium supplementation, there's one of two types of magnesium I suggest. Now, if you are prone to constipation and having regular healthy bowel movements doesn't happen for you without the aid of laxatives or other things, then you probably would want to consider magnesium citrate. Now, magnesium citrate is very well known for being calming and relaxing and promoting good sleep. So people tend to want to take it in the evening. But one of the side effects of getting a bit too much magnesium citrate is that it relaxes your bowels and you'll have a bowel movement. So that can be a great thing if you're prone to constipation. Now, if you don't deal with constipation, that's not your issue, then probably magnesium citrate isn't what you're looking for. Then I tend to suggest considering magnesium glycinate, also known as magnesium bisglycinate. And that is very gentle on the digestive tract. You know, you're regular with your bowel movements, then that is probably the choice you want to make. Again, magnesium glycinate is very relaxing and can help promote good sleep. So in both those cases, taking the magnesium an hour or two before bedtime can often help improve sleep quality and quantity. As for dosage with magnesium, how do you know how much to take? Well, there isn't an accurate test out there that will help you determine what your values are. So I usually recommend that people start out with buying a supplement and following the dosage on the label. The next supplement that I love for women in midlife and find that many people really benefit from is a good quality methylated B complex vitamin. So there's a number of B vitamins And we want to ensure if we're taking a B vitamin supplement that we're getting them in the appropriate ratios and in the appropriate forms. So that's what I mean when I say a methylated B complex. So a B complex means it has a variety of these different B vitamins in it, and methylated refers to the forms of the B vitamins. So when you're looking for a methylated B complex, I'll suggest brands in a moment that tend to have good quality methylated forms, but this means you're looking for things like folate on the label instead of folic acid. You're looking for methylcobalamin instead of cyanocobalamin for your B12. This simply means that these are more readily used by your body. These are forms of these vitamins that are more readily used by your body, especially if you have certain genetic variations that are very common that affect roughly about half of the population, give or take. Specifically, the MTHFR gene variant, which is something I have. And like I said, about half the population, give or take, has this gene variant, which means that you do not absorb the synthetic forms of B vitamins well, and you need to ensure that you have the methylated forms in order to absorb them well and get the positive benefits. And if you don't have that gene variation, well, the methylated forms are still a better choice because your body is still going to be able to utilize them better. Now, I will say, if you decide to take a B complex vitamin, you're probably going to notice that your urine changes color and it goes a really bright yellow in the hour or two after you initially take the supplement. That's not to be of concern. That is just a side effect of taking the B vitamins. And it doesn't mean that you're excreting it all out through your urine. It's nothing to be upset about. It's just part of what happens. But by supplementing and ensuring you're getting enough B vitamins, well, you're ensuring that you're doing so many positive things for your body. So the different B vitamins, they help boost your energy and your mood. So B vitamins are essential literally for converting the food you eat into energy and helping even to support neurotransmitter production in your brain. On top of that, B vitamins are very nourishing to your adrenal glands, which are two little glands that sit on top of your kidneys about the size of almonds and produce your stress hormones. And we want those adrenal glands to be nice and nourished and working well, especially as women in midlife when we seem to have a lot of things coming down on us between work and life and family and household and all of the different things that we need to take care of. We need to ensure that our body stress response is healthy and robust. But in addition to that, B complex vitamins, well, they help aid in hormonal production, and they even help your liver to process extra hormones and eliminate them. So by having that better functioning liver, it helps your body to be in better hormonal balance and work optimally. And in addition to those supplements, I also pretty much universally recommend taking a good quality multi-mineral supplement. Now, a multi-mineral supplement is going to have a variety of different minerals. So magnesium is one of the minerals, but there's many minerals that our body requires, things like copper and boron and zinc and chromium, and it goes on and on and on. And by taking a good quality multi-mineral, as I was talking about before, our soil conditions are pretty depleted when it comes to a lot of these very important minerals that our body requires. And so this can act like an insurance, filling in any kind of nutrient gaps that even if we're eating a really good diet, we may be experiencing. And minerals are so important because when minerals are taken alongside the vitamins, either in supplements or in food, well, those minerals enhance the absorption and the effectiveness of the vitamins. Vitamins don't work properly in your body if you're deficient in certain minerals. So we need to make sure that we're getting enough of these, and supplementation usually is the way. Now, in addition to that, by taking a multi-mineral, things like calcium, magnesium, zinc, and others, it helps to maintain, again, bone health, muscle function, immune function, hormonal balance, and all of the different things that we need in order to be strong and energized and have a good working metabolism. So those are my top 5 supplements that, like I said, I pretty much universally recommend. If you're not sure what's right for you, this is, of course, this is generalized advice. Talk with somebody, a trusted healthcare professional that knows your health history, and they can help advise you. I would recommend, though, finding somebody that has education in supplementation, where many doctors, this isn't part of their training and they don't have a lot of specific education on it. So by all means, talk to your doctor. Ask them, though, specifically, what kind of training and education have they had on supplementation? If they don't have the kind of education to give you good individualized advice, then I suggest doing your own research and speaking with other healthcare professionals that are educated in this area and can help you according to your specific needs. And if you're on any kind of medications and you're concerned about any kind of supplement interfering with your medications, in my opinion, your best bet is to talk with your prescribing pharmacist, because they are experts at understanding interactions, and they can usually give you some really solid advice on what you may want to consider when looking at supplementation in concurrence with any kind of medication. In addition to these top 5 supplements, if you're already taking those, then great. You are doing wonders for your body, helping to ensure it has many of the necessary ingredients required to be healthy and strong and have a good working metabolism and all of those things. But there's 2 extra supplements that I often recommend in addition to those top 5 to really help you if you're looking for increased energy and looking to support your metabolism, increase your muscle mass, decrease your fat mass. And the first one of those is something called creatine. So creatine is basically the most well-researched supplement ever. It's really popular with bodybuilders. So most people think of creatine just for like bros that work out at the gym, but I promise you, as a woman in midlife, it can be amazing for you as well. And no, it's not going to turn you into some big muscle-bound freak. We just don't have the physiology for that to occur. But what it is going to do is creatine is going to help your body to put on muscle, and it's also going to send water to that muscle to hydrate that muscle. So that gives you more definition in your muscles. Like I said, helps you put on muscle, which is a really hard thing to do as a female. It's even harder to do as a woman in midlife. So by having some creatine supplementation, usually 5 grams a day is the recommended dose for anybody under 200 pounds. And you can just simply add it. It's a powder. You add it into a scoop of it into your water, and you can just drink it at any time. Before a workout, during a workout, after a workout, or if you don't work out, any other time of the day is fine. And in addition to helping improve body composition, creatine has been showing significant promise in healthy aging, which is something that all of us should be concerned about. And there's a number of different ways in which it's showing a lot of potential. One way is that it's been shown in a number of studies to reduce issues with cardiac health. So by supplementing with creatine, you're potentially improving your body's cardiac health and potentially preventing any kind of cardiac dis-ease in the future. In addition to that, creatine has also been shown to help with cognitive health. So as a woman in midlife, if you're struggling with brain fog, or you're concerned about dementia, Alzheimer's, or all of those type of cognitive issues that crop up later in life, well, creatine has been shown to support your cognitive health and potentially even prevent those issues, which are becoming so painfully common. And I personally have seen family members struggle and suffer with that. And if creatine supplementation can potentially help prevent me from having to go through that and have my loved ones experience me having to go through that, then it's well worth it for me. So that's a great supplement to consider for supporting your metabolic health, your ability to grow muscle, and potentially support your cardiovascular and cognitive health for the future as well. The other supplement that I want to throw in is taking a good quality whey or beef protein supplement. So if you haven't seen my 3-part mini course in YouTube on protein supplementation, be sure to check it out. I'll put the links below this video, where I teach you about how protein is an essential building block for everything in our body, and we need to ensure we're getting enough through our diet because we cannot make protein on our own. We have to get enough through our food. And the vast majority of people walking around are eating only enough protein to prevent deficiency, but they're not getting enough to perform optimally, to support their metabolism, their hormones, their energy, and all of the different things. So by simply getting a good quality protein supplement and adding a scoop of that protein powder into your yogurt, into a shake, into one of your meals in the day, you're upping your protein content in a really easy to do way that can taste good if you get a good tasting one. Now, when it comes to the quality, there's different brands, quality matters. And this is true for all supplements. So this video is not sponsored by anybody. There's no affiliate links or anything like that. I just want to speak to you about why these supplements are potentially beneficial, and I want to help you pick where to buy them. This applies not only to buying a good quality protein supplement, but all supplements in general. The first piece of advice I have is to be very wary of where you purchase your supplements from. Now, unfortunately, big online retailers such as Amazon have had an issue for years with counterfeit products. And this has been especially true in the supplement department. And I know that Amazon has been working to stop this counterfeit issue, but it's still prevalent. I had just a few weeks ago, I had a conversation with somebody who bought what they thought was a really high quality, reputable supplement brand on Amazon. They got the package delivered and they compared it to a previous bottle that they had purchased somewhere else. And we realized that what they had purchased on Amazon was in fact counterfeit, even though it looked almost identical. There was little changes in the label that made it clear that it wasn't from the actual company they thought they were buying from. And that's not good for anything. I don't want counterfeit anything, but especially not with a supplement, something that I'm taking into my body that's supposed to help with my health and wellness. Not only is it a waste of money, but potentially very dangerous because sometimes these counterfeit products can have toxic or harmful ingredients in them. So I do not advocate buying supplements online from places like Amazon at this point. Instead, what I suggest is either going to a reputable brick and mortar supplement store that you trust that's in your area, or finding an online retailer that exclusively sells supplements that are high quality, that they give you a guarantee as to where they purchase their supplements from, and you know that there's not a counterfeit issue. There are a couple of companies that I personally recommend. My favorite North American supplement companies are Thorne, Pure Encapsulations, and Designs for Health. So why I like these companies, they have extra quality control standards that ensure that you're getting a nice, pure substance and you're not getting anything foreign in these products. So this includes third-party testing, which is a great thing to look out for if you're looking for a supplement. It will be indicated on the company's website as well as the label of your supplement. And third-party testing means that this company has paid an additional company, a separate company, to test their product to ensure that it has the dosages and that it contains what it says it contains in the dosages that it says it contains, and that it doesn't contain specific harmful substances. And they will test for these different harmful substances, things like heavy metals and pesticides and different toxins that we certainly don't want to have in our supplements. In addition to that, there's another seal that is often on good quality supplements, and that's GMP, stands for Good Manufacturing Practices. And again, it ensures that these companies are following stringent manufacturing guidelines to ensure the purity and safety of the products that you're taking. And while it may be a little bit more expensive to buy products that have these types of certifications, to me, it's well worth it, because then you can be confident that what you're taking is legit and doesn't pose health risks that you were unaware of by accidentally taking in ingredients that we don't want to have in our bodies. Now, supplements is just one of the things that I help with. So if you want to learn more about the different ways that I can help you as a woman in midlife, support your metabolism so that you can drop that excess weight, improve your energy, balance your hormones, and just feel better and hopefully look better too, then click on the link below to get my free Midlife Metabolism Jumpstart Guide. And in that, I teach you some super effective and practical ways to enhance your metabolism and really start seeing those results as a woman in midlife. And if you want to find out more about working with me directly, well, I'll put a link down below with that too, where we can hop on a quick call together, have a conversation, no pressure, and discuss what it is that you're looking for help with and the different ways that I can provide that help. And I hope that this video has helped you understand what supplement choices might be right for you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.